Hello everyone, I am Garrett Godsoe and welcome to Velocity Online Racing's coverage of Round 3 of Season 4 of the VOR ICONIC Series. Is coming to you today from California Speedway for the California 200. As always, my good pal joining me in the booth is Kyle Klendworth. Klendy, we got a bit of a good-looking day out there weather-wise. We shouldn't have extraordinarily high temperatures ambient. I would say a pretty typical SoCal day. The track temperatures got up there a little bit, 100 degrees, and a little sketchy setups coming off of corner number 2 with these cars that we've seen in practice as well. What is your thoughts on the race so far? As currently we've got about 155 left to play here in qualifications.
Well, when we're talking about what I saw in practice and what I've felt in my test laps, the car really bounds up either on the suspension or the lack of mechanical grip coming out of turn 2. These cars generate so much aerodynamic downforce that you would think that it's very difficult for them to suffer a aero push by themselves, more or less, but that's almost exactly what it feels like. I think that was intentionally done to make this race allow for passing past the leader, because typically, if you load these cars up with downforce and you make them turn well, the leader can ride the white line with no problem whatsoever. I think this setup offers a really unique and interesting opportunity for the drivers in the field to make passes by delaying their entry and finding the white line later in the corner, or by exiting low and washing up with a slide job type move. Hopefully, we see that type of action on the track here shortly.
O'Sullivan to the top right now, a 221.4. The Silent Assassin Stedman, 221.3. Then we also have Christensen at a 221.1. We just saw Julian clock in with a 220.6. That is 6th provisionally at the moment. And see if any other takers with about 30 seconds left here to qualify take to the racetrack. I don't think we're going to have anyone else. I think we're just going to top 11 are going to clock in with their times, and those last 5 are just going to start at the back. There might also be some Q bans involved here, so we'll check penalties and all. 7 seconds left here before we go official. And then we'll get into the starting lineup here from California. There we go. We are official. And here's today's starting lineup. O'Sullivan on the pole, the 221.4. Right next to him, Stedman with the 221.3. Christensen lining up third in row 2 with Sinclair, 221.1 and a 221 flat for those two. Strauss and Altena in row 3, both in the 220 bracket. Salvazzi an inch in a row 4. Forsyth and Coogan, who's making a return back to the series, back in row 5. Back in row 6 is Rishi, who's the last who has clocked in of the 218.9. Santos going to start the no-qual challenge back from row 6. And back in row 7 is Gallas and Jomo. And row 8 is Van Velde and Bill Colley rounding out the 16-car field here for just a 200 lapper or 200 miler here. 100 lapper at California. Go by pretty quickly.
On the agenda today, we have 2 scheduled pit stops. You should look to get about 33 laps of fuel out of these reduced fuel cells. So if you pit on lap 33, pit on lap 66, and take it all the way home to lap 99, and then you squeeze one more out of it. You get to 100.
Yeah, the math is pretty easy for this one. But if you're not getting 33,
good luck.
Good luck.
Or get your teammate to spin on like lap 85 or something for you to come top off and get tires.
Yeah, really one caution will kind of eliminate a lot of that stuff. 2 cautions for sure.
It really depends on when they fall. I think if you get one at like lap 27 or maybe lap 40, you see some people trying to stretch or cut a stop maybe.
4 sets of tires in today's race, 1 on the car, 3 in the pits, 85% fuel. That is the reduced fuel percentage. It's approximately 15.7 gallons. This is a 2-mile dry oval super speedway. Races 100 laps, 200 miles. Pit road speed limit is 55 miles per hour. Of course, the late, great California Speedway may or may not return. I've been hearing rumors that even the short track version might be in question still in California. But the 2-mile oval is rest in peace at the moment, but this is where the one-lap world closed course qualifying record has been set back in 2000. It's a Jill DeFerrin with a speed of 241.4. The only time that a 240-mile-per-hour lap has been recorded on a closed circuit for an official qualifying session in the world anywhere. Pace car is off under the command of Liam O'Sullivan.
Green flag, green flag.
And there you hear the call. Green flag in the air.
Oh, Forsyth touches the apron. No harm, no foul. He'll just filter to the back here. Between Coogan and the front of the pack. Look for Santos here. He swapped around him. He's going to bring that whole second pack up to the first pack.
Go! Joseph Morales getting squirrely through 1 and 2. Contact in the back of the field.
Caution, yellow flag.
And that is Daniel Rishi.
Daniel, I believe it's Hashi. I asked
Hashi?
him on
Hashi?
the
Okay, that's right.
Discord last week. Yeah.
You're right. And let's take a look at that. And it might have been contact with Craig Forsyth.
Was indeed. Just mistimed the run. Front wing to rear attenuator, or left rear tire, and around Hashi goes.
Here he comes right up in... Gets a good run. I don't think he meant to cut it that close. And his wing snaps back into place, but that is not going to be the case for Daniel, who is probably day done.
I'd expect every single driver to stay out. Maybe Forsyth will come in to make sure he had no wing damage if he doesn't have the damage button mapped. But this should make the 33 lap run very, very easy for everyone. In fact, they might even do 34 or 35 here on the first stint. Oh, look at me being wrong. I love being wrong.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to come down and change tires. We're probably looking at fuel only. Sinclair's going to stay out. Salvazzi will stay out. Santos staying out. Coogan's staying out.
Anyone goes up on the jacks.
Oh, Matthias missed his marks. Christensen, did he beat out O'Sullivan? Nope, O'Sullivan beat out Christensen. Christensen was the leader coming down the pit road. Stedman
had a long stop.
Third.
I saw him pop out of the car for a moment. Oh, he had a setting he needed to change.
But while we have an early slow moment, if you are enjoying Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR Iconic Series and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future VOR iRacing broadcasts, including tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, as we will be going up to NoCal just a little bit, to Laguna Seca for the IndyCar Championship. That's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. And a little bit further back, Sebastian Vanveldi coming down for a splash and go. Also, Julian coming back down for a splash and go. Once again, here is your race header from Race Control. Here's your temperatures, air temperature, track temperature, relative humidity we expect for today. The winds. Driver's points coming in today. Edson Santos, your points leader. We'll behind the graphic there. There we go. Julian Altena, Liam O'Sullivan, Craig Forsyth, Christensen, Silvazzi, Daniel, who's already off to a bit of a rough day already. He's in 7th. He's going to lose some ground there. Strauss, Van Velde, Gallas, that is your top 10. And we are about ready to go back to racing.
Top 3 cars here are on slightly less fuel. However, everyone seems to have the same amount of tire life, so I wouldn't expect fourth on back to be hard chargers here. They do have the luxury of being able to push a little harder.
Green, green, green.
Oh, getting split 3 wide into 1 there by the VOR teammates.
Forsyth to the inside around Strauss, trying to get around Stedman. Does get around Stedman, slides up in front of him, now tucks in behind Christensen. Stedman, he's going to hit those bumps down the backstretch. A very rough backstretch here, California Speedway.
Forsyth should get a monster run here down the front stretch. As soon as he clears Stedman, he'll probably shoot to the bottom. He's been a bottom feeder here in 1 and 2.
Not quite clear enough. There he is, clear of Christensen, moves on up. Now he can start the attack on O'Sullivan for 4th. So is it safe to say for those that didn't pit, it's still a bit of a fuel save or strategy call for them and less of a fuel save for everyone that stopped?
That's exactly right. If you stayed out on the first stop, you're going to have to save 1 lap of fuel between your 3 stops somewhere, someplace, sometime. Everyone who pit onto that first caution could just go all out the whole race and not have to worry about it. But if you're Edson Santos or Shane Coogan, you're probably just happy to ride behind Patrick Silvazzi here on this first run and get your save out of the way. Silvazzi will have to do that on the second stint or the final stint instead. Unless he chooses to surrender the lead here, which he seems disinterested in doing. Now we get to see if these track temperatures and these heavy fuel loads are going to wear these tires out very much. I ran a dozen or so laps in practice, and when I pulled off, my right front was at 80% of tread left or wear remaining. That is pretty high wear. This track is very abrasive, very old from the time of the scan. So tires are going to make a difference. So the front three who will need to pit sooner may actually make up a lot of time because they're going to put their fresh rubber on before the rest of these cars that have slightly more fuel. O'Sullivan here making a move for third. Move your pole sitter back up onto the podium as he looks to dial in Santos, one of his championship rivals, and Silvazzi, who's at the front of the pack for, I believe, the first time this season.
Coogan back by O'Sullivan. Two drivers at the extreme ends of the IndyCar veteran spectrum. O'Sullivan, bit of a newer driver compared to Coogan. Coogan's been in the community since at least 2020.
If you see Coogan go to the bottom here and O'Sullivan not fight it, hope they are not working together. It was opportunistic rather than coordinated.
Forsyth is now caught up to that battle. Yep.
Exactly. You know what they say, Gary? Great racers see speed together.
I think I just saw the timer getting closer. After you do a couple of hundred of these broadcasts like me, just sometimes you're watching the intervals like, oh yeah, here's a close battle for me.
I think my favorite thing is when you've got, the 3 decimal places laid out on the gap, and you see like 100th or a 10th just kind of dripping away lap after lap. And you know that 4th place car is coming for that 3rd place car. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take for them to get there.
Here are two drivers.
I love a slow burn.
Very, very experienced right here. 4th and 5th, Coogan and Forsyth. Both these drivers have wins at the Lionheart level. Both these drivers have wins on the IR18 level here in VOR and another series. A lot of experience there.
Forsyth beat me at the IIS series race at Gateway. Very convincingly. And I thought I was pretty fast there.
Forsyth clears him. Move Forsyth up to 4th. Coogan back to 5th. Meanwhile, up front, Edson Santos very patiently staying in 2nd. Chose to stay out during our lone caution.
Driver I'm going to keep my eye on here in these opening chapters of the race, Gary, is Julian Altena. He gave up a lot of position on that first pit cycle. Not only did he pit coming to 1 to green, but he also stepped out of his car under his first stop, which cost him a lot of time. He's currently running 11th, nearly 6.5 seconds behind the leader. If he can make this all up under green, that will be Herculean. However, he may have a little bit of tire saving going on. He just seems to not be pushing the car as hard as everyone in front of him. I'm going to see if that'll pay dividends here later in the run.
So you're Liam, you've already stopped. How hard do you push these two in front of you, knowing those guys are going to have to stop before you?
I don't think you need to be pushing very hard at all. Unlike Malechka last night in the Pro Series race at Iowa, the two in front of you don't need a heavy save, right? I think Santos has probably saved everything he needs, just hanging out behind Silvazzi. And I would assume Silvazzi's strategy is hope for a yellow or hope that Forsyth and O'Sullivan pass you at some point and you can just save it then.
Gotcha.
He really seems unbothered to be towing this 4-car train to the lead here. Really like the line he's taken. The clean air he's had this whole race really allows him to dial up the bottom and pull away from everyone.
Here's Forsyth
especially
and Sullivan.
Turns 1 and 2.
That's going to allow...
Forsyth's car looks like it's...
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Forsyth's car looks like it's picking up a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
I wonder if he abused his tires a little too much following Sullivan up through the pack.
Yeah, he attempted to pass Sullivan the last lap, but lost a lot of momentum, and that allowed Coogan to kind of run him back down. That's Coogan on the inside there. In the, in the
look
black
at that
and yellow.
push. He almost touched
yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, he did.
Christensen's going to catch them both when they keep messing around like that. Coogan is sideways on the bottom, fishtailing back and forth, trying to get any sort of grip out of those rear tires. A little Ayrton Senna wiggle to get the tires to hook up in the middle of the apex.
So Coogan has been kind of away from the series and from the sim for a while. We haven't really seen him for since, at least in these cars, since the Lionheart Speedway series. So in the meantime, Christensen has been in these cars a lot of times since then, so he's not very familiar racing around Christensen. At least last time he probably did race around Christensen. Christensen was a little bit more on the rookie side. Now Christensen's been working on that racecraft. Of course, he's won here in the DW12 series and the IR05 series. So Christensen gets the drop on him there, move him up to 5th.
I think Edson Santos has made his number, Gary.
Yeah, he did, because he has
Silvazzi.
passed Patrick.
I think he saw Liam and Craig, and he's like, I'd rather be in front of the leader rather than trying to hold them off from second.
Quarter of the way through this race now. 25 of 100. Points leader is your race leader. Defending series champion as well, Edson Santos.
Side by side, Christensen and Coogan. Christensen gets the spot off of turn 4. And Alpena has chipped away steadily at that gap. He's down to 4 seconds back now. He's picked up about 1.5 seconds since I last checked in on him. Cool, one would say. Teammate moves himself into second. Look at O'Sullivan go right by Silvazzi. I think, again, that's just discipline on the tire. It looks like Silvazzi's have gone away from him. Even though he's had that clean air this run, he may have abused them a little too much.
Yeah, riding the bottom a lot. And, well, speaking of riding the bottom, Forsyth, he can't go any lower than he did. He went right to the white line.
So yeah, I think that's exactly the type of passing that this setup was made to create. You can run the second lane pretty easily, but it's not quite as fast as figuring out how to pin the car to the white line with the big lazy arc like Craig used. Definitely, I'd say this is a 2.5 lane racetrack right now.
Go, Craig.
It's a kiss. He'll be all right. Van Ench making his way to pit road. The cycle has started here. It's only lap 28, so maybe the number was way off, Gary. Maybe they can only go 30 laps. If they can't go 33, I was getting 33 pretty comfortably in practice, but I was always behind someone. Or at least the calculation led me to believe that I would get 33. If Edson Santos can't make 33, that will tell me I was wrong again.
Well, we'll see who else comes down the pit lane next time by.
Also possible he just wanted fresh rubber, and he feels that he'll gain more time being on fresh Firestones than hanging out. And no takers this time by.
None. Savazzi continues to fall to the back. Christensen getting the drop on him that time through 1 and 2.
I have a 4-car fight here brewing for 5th. I know that Christensen seems to get by Salvazzi, but I believe that Strauss is actually the fastest car of this pack. A few laps have been a little faster than the cars in front of him. I don't know if that's because he just caught Stedman's draft opportunistically, or if he's been saving his stuff.
No takers to pit row that time. Here comes the magic lap next time around.
All right, great. I don't think I was wrong, Gary. I think Dan Inch just decided to throw us a curveball, do his own thing. Tenna's really fallen off the pace. He's now back to 6.5 seconds behind the leader, and nowhere near the draft of the pack in front of him. Salvazzi's noted he's pitting this time.
Right in front of these two are riding along with Matthias Strauss right now. And there we see that. Salvazzi go to pit road.
Very slow on entry here.
Yeah, very conservative on the pit road there.
Shouldn't hurt him too badly with how strung out this field is. He will lose 1 lap. But it's better to take, the extra 7/10 of a second getting on than the 40-second black flag.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
A little bit.
Strauss to the inside of Stedman clears him into 3. Car in front of them on the apron. That is Coogan and also Santos. They're currently rocking the new studios here for P1 Broadcasting and our partnership with VOR. Check out this frames per second, over 200.
I did a little research, Gary. That's almost 5 times better than what the human eye can even perceive.
Yeah, there's no bionic eye here. I'm just going based off the calculation. O'Sullivan is your leader. Forsyth is second. There we see Edson Santos coming off of pit road along with Coogan. Santos going to slot in there right in front of Julian.
Forsyth is making up a ton of time on O'Sullivan here on pit entry. That was a monster entry from Forsyth. He's going to be right on the attenuator of O'Sullivan when they exit pit road.
Bedman, Julian, this is everybody's final scheduled stop. So they went to 37, but these are all guys that topped off as well. Where does Edson Santos pop out in front of everybody? Right now, he has himself a pretty big lead over Coogan. About 2 seconds. I would think
he was going to retain the lead here. Liam was a little conservative on entry. Forsyth was not, but they were both well behind him before the start started. Sullivan crawling in the entry of turn 1. Here comes Santos barreling down the front stretch. He'll resume the lead, and Forsyth is going to look to put himself in second here. He's going to slipstream right behind O'Sullivan, put himself in position to pass him on the bottom coming into turn 3. Really well executed pit cycle there from Craig Forsyth. Obviously, he's lost ground to the leader, Santos, but he's put himself in second and given himself an opportunity to hunt him down. And look at Coogan here to the outside of O'Sullivan.
So first stop's done for everybody. Coogan on the outside. No momentum, at least with the older tires up top.
And they're not that old.
They're not, you know,
two laps.
only a couple laps right now.
I just think this setup, for whatever reason, really doesn't like to rotate or rip the top. You can't really run the wall or the fourth lane, because really it's a 5-lane track, right? The wall is probably lane 5, and then lane 4 is the typical high line where you see Coogan entering, but he makes his way down to the white line, because that's the way this car likes to turn.
Santos now with a 2.4 second lead over Forsyth. Forsyth about a half-second lead over Coogan. Coogan 0.2 over O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan 1.7 back to Christensen. That's your top 5. If you're just joining us, this is the Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR Iconic Series, coming to you from California for the California 200. It will be completed 41 of 100 scheduled laps. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, which is tomorrow, the IndyCar Championship from Laguna Seca.
Coogan and O'Sullivan will not stop scrapping here for third. Very entertaining battle. But they're losing tons of time to Forsyth and Santos. They could do this in a way where they work together and start to track those two down, but instead, it's been a bit of a, we'll say, foot measuring contest.
The VOR Iconic Series is brought to you by IFS Personal Financial Planning. IFS Personal Financial Planning specializes in helping their clients make the most out of their savings with holistic financial planning that is tailored to their specific needs over the course of their lifetimes. On average, they've been working with their clients for over 20 years, helping them navigate the complexities of investments, the uncertainties of markets, and the ever-changing legislative landscape. To learn more, contact Alexander Bonney at Alex@IFSS. I always have trouble with this one. Here it comes side by side with the battle between Sullivan and O'Sullivan and Shane Coogan. It's Alex@IFSPFP.com. That's IFSPFP.com. Link is in the description, I believe, as well. Use it, give him a call, give him an email. I'm sure he'll be happy to help you out. Proud sponsor of the VOR Iconic Series. And they're running down Forsyth a little bit. Forsyth losing ground to Santos.
to be pretty chuffed if Santos wins this race by staying out on the first caution. I really didn't think pitting there for fuel was necessary. I mean, like, Craig and Liam didn't lose a lot, right? But Julian did. I guess he wanted to fix something on his car, but he's just sitting here in the back half of the top 10, not really going anywhere. Whereas the others are running comfortably on the podium. I guess Silvazzi is the flip side of the coin. You know, Edson Santos is our championship leader, wins a lot of races in these series, especially at the big tracks. I think whatever strategy he picked, he would have been in okay shape. But
yeah,
the fact that he was able to cycle himself from the back to the front by staying out seemed like a no-brainer for him. Kraus got in the wall, and Altena has passed him off of turn 2.
Yeah, Forsythe's been right around that 2.5 second range up to Santos. O'Sullivan around Forsythe that time. Julian around Strauss, now working on Silvazzi. 49 of 100, got to be at the halfway point right here. 100 miles in. Here is the remainder of the Season 4 schedule. It will be next after this, it'll be myself, and Clindy's hooked me up with his teammate Brian Campbell to be in the booth for the Pocono 200. And then back in November, when November gets here, we got a 2 in November for Kentucky and Legacy Phoenix. And then we'll wrap up the season in December with 2 right before Christmas at Michigan and Lost Wages.
Michigan and Pocono being the last 2 pieces of the Triple Crown that Edson Santos is going to look to win.
That's right.
So,
but he's going to buy a crown and send it down to Edson down in Brazil.
he's got a couple wins to collect first.
Contact off of 2. Liam O'Sullivan spinning to the inside.
This changes everything.
And
no yellow, though.
No yellow. He's out of the way. Oh, and he's trying to get it back underway now. But he's just losing position after position after position.
Push those tires too hard. They got too hot and wouldn't stick.
See what happened there exactly coming off of turn 2.
Right side ad blocker's a little scuffed up on that car. I wouldn't expect him to have the same speed he had before. Plus, he now finds himself in 11th. This will be a huge blow to his championship aspirations.
That is a bounce off the wall and rebound reaction right there.
And Coogan's thinking to himself, man, I'm glad I raced that guy so hard. He wore his stuff out. I mean, I didn't really pass him, but I put myself in a position to take the spot, right?
Well, now Julian's worked his way up to 5th.
Now 6.5 seconds, though, behind Edson, so he's not losing any more ground to Santos, but gaining points. Points and positions.
55 of 100. Expecting next stops here in about the next 10 laps or so. That should get everybody home.
11 or 12.
Yep. Battle between Van Velde and Stedman. Silent Assassin not willing to give up the spot. Lurks.
Ooh, a little bit of neck coach contact
Yeah,
there.
a little bit of a flinch.
Don't take those standing down. You pile up the inside, you pass them back. You say, no, I'm not going to pass like that.
And then that's what's going on right there. Down the backstretch. Stedman goes to the inside. And he clears him for good this time.
Wouldn't be so sure about that. Jin's going to have a pretty big run here. Oh, there it is. They may be working together and just had a little bit of an accident. Look at their lap times. They're running 66s, but Strauss in front of them is running 45s. So they're slowing each other down if they think they're trying to work together. But if by the time the green flag cycle has finished out in 7 laps time or so, if Julian Altena is within drafting distance of John Christensen, he's going to be in position to finish second in this race. It's a big ask. It's like a 2-second gap he has to erase. But, you know, if you get half a second on pit road, half a second out of pit road, like getting on and getting off, and then you just whittle away a couple hundreds, a couple tenths here and there, you're going to be in the draft envelope. And there are 3 cars all up there within striking distance if he can just tag on to the back of the last car in line. He's hitting some of the fastest laps on the track right now. He's the only car still in like the 44 tenths of a second bracket.
Yeah, we'll show you last laps by Julian 2:15.5.
Starting even to whittle into Edson Santos's lead, bringing it sub 6 seconds.
Very steady hands. Just trying not to scrub off as much speed as possible.
Santos right now is about 3-4 tenths of a second a lap slower than Altena.
Yeah,
I
Santos
wonder if Santos is saving
2:13.1.
fuel.
Yeah, 2:13.1 last time by for Santos. Julian 2:16 flat.
I mean, he has a really big lead. He can afford to try to save a little bit of fuel out front. And it's definitely what he needs to be doing if he feels like he cannot make it to lap 67 or what have you to make it to the end.
We're only about 6 laps away from that window. That time by for Julian, another 2:16 flat.
Another 3/10 of a second. He's going to be under 5 seconds finishing this lap.
Whoa!
Oh, he hits the apron.
Yeah, apron bad,
Come on, Julian.
but he caught it.
I know you're working hard, but you don't need to work that hard, brother. He did say he was tired when we talked to him pre-race.
Yes, he did.
A long week working.
You see what that little bit of a hiccup cost him this time by 2:16 flat last time. 2:15 flat, a mile an hour.
Kept his foot in it, that's for sure. He's still faster than all of the cars in front of him. And all but one of the cars behind him. Bill Vazzi being the only driver.
Yeah, so Vazzi's got a lot of pace back there. He's a 2:15 flat as well.
Julian is almost there. He is like 3/10 of a second away from being in John Christensen's draft. He will be there at the end of the front stretch. He didn't even need the pit cycle. He did it all under green. Look at him go. Now, this will be the test for Santos's fuel economy. He needs to get to lap 67 He had the aid of a caution under the first round of stops to get to lap 33. He's had no drafting help this run. I would be shocked if he makes it to 67 to pit. I would assume he's going to pit on lap 66.
And he's been in the 213s the entire time. Watching out the gearbox of John Christensen currently in fourth. And he has a visitor now. It is his teammate, Julian Altena, bringing that number 11 right up to the backside. Now, does he take a pass at it, or does he just stick behind him? And nope, he's going to the high side. He wants the position. Julian had to work for it a little bit.
A lot of trust there among teammates. I don't know if you'd want to try that with, we'll say, a competing car.
Yeah, you hear John kind of roll out of it.
Liam O'Sullivan is saying that there's a bunch of garbage on the back of the stretch. He's looking for a debris caution.
That famous French driver, Debris.
Coogan is pitting this lap.
And Coogan going dipping to the inside. That's showing his intention to come to pit road.
So they're pitting coming to 67. So is Santos. They didn't complete 67, so they'll need to do a little bit of just a tiny bit of save, just like they did this run, and they'll be good to the finish. So they're not in jeopardy of being short, which is good for them all. Oh, that was completing 67, so they're all fine, because they're starting 68 now.
Yep. So now, while
we also talked in the pre-race about how math is not my strong suit.
Thank God for Excel. Anyways, Craig Forsyth is your leader. We'll see how long he stays out. Julian now worked his way up to second. Christensen third. Strauss fourth. Tim Van Velde fifth. Now we see Coogan coming off of pit road.
All right, Forsyth here is not going to have a rabbit to chase, so to speak, coming to pit road. In fact, Altena will be able to chase him. So I'll be wondering if he's nearly as aggressive as he was last time. Forsyth is pitting. Let's see if Altena mirrors him down there. Altena made the call. They're both coming to pit road.
Oh, whoa, 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 Craig. Wow, he caught it.
No black flags for either.
But he came in hot. Final stop for all these drivers right here. Lap 70, 30 to go. Here comes Edson Santos off of...
Caution, yellow
Caution,
flag.
yellow flag! Tim Van Velde. Interesting. Let's see what happened.
Looks like he touched a little bit of grass. He's trying to connect with nature, exiting pit road, and the car just came around on him.
That's what happens. A very slippery apron here, and no banking that really help you keep it in the back end. Whoop, comes around as he's just trying to hustle it off of pit road, and that is going to bring out a caution. But go ahead.
Craig Forsyth is smiling ear to ear.
Yes, he
is.
is.
Just given the lead while on pit road. We're going to set up for a bit of a fist fight here to finish this thing, Gary.
And look,
30 laps.
Second.
It'll be Altena.
Yeah. A very fortuitous caution for P1 and P2. Even for that matter, for P4 and P5. Not a good caution for Santos, who was in the process of getting ready to pass these guys on the racetrack at speed while they were stopped in pit road. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching Velocity Online Racing's coverage of round 3 of 8 of the VOR ICONIC Series, coming to you from California for the California 200. But currently, Craig Forsyth has inherited the lead. Just under 30 laps to go. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, which is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. The
Hang
IndyCar.
on, we're not going green. Not going green.
They're delaying green by 1 lap.
Oh no. So Julian had wanted to get back to racing, but he did not realize that not every car had the opportunity to pit yet under yellow. Just a little bit of you know, it's something that happens on the series when the race director is also in a car cockpit. It's hard to do 2 things at once, but Julian does a pretty good job most of the time, and it looks like he's got the issue fixed for the most part.
We should be going green next time, we think.
By next time, do you mean this time?
This time, yes. Next time by.
Lights are out on pace car.
As we go through the field here, give everybody an update of where their drivers may be. Jen Van Velde is still on pit row. Matty Sinclair and Daniel Hesche is out. We are getting ready to go green. Here we go. Sprint to the finish. We shall see 72 of 100 in the books, coming to 73. Green flag, green flag.
Green, green, green.
Did not quite get the jump he was looking for. The top 4 have walked away, the top 3 especially.
Now, Christensen, not a good jump there either.
Santos hunting on the bottom, looking for a way around Altena.
Oh,
Altena on the outside of Forsyth.
We're going to go 3 wide. Oh, there's plenty of room, plenty of downforce. Just not momentum on the high side for Edson Santos, who now is going to try to split the middle if there's a hole there.
You know he's a race car driver. He's looking for a hole that doesn't exist. Look at that large dime he does, trying to find momentum through the corner using the banking as a ramp.
Julian gets the pass for the lead. Now it's time for Craig to answer. These guys have raced each other many, many times. All 3 of these guys up front many, many times. Here comes Strauss around Christensen. This is a battle for 4th.
I think they're within range to get the toe from the front trio. So as long as they keep their foots in it, we're going to have a 5-way battle for the lead here.
Foots engaged. Julian staying to the low side, down the back straight.
Christensen's going to have a monster run here down the front stretch. I would not be surprised to see him within a 1/10 of a second of the front trio by the end of it. Yeah, he's there now.
Oh, contact on the back. Strauss to the inside. That is, oh, he's contact. And that's going to bring out a caution because he's coming up on the racetrack. Oh. Wow, that was a big hit.
Greedy. Oh, Strauss was complaining about contact from Shane Coogan on the entry of the corner, which he felt like.
Yeah, that was netcode if there was anything. We didn't see any actual contact. And then he hits the wall, and it's, again, the rebound off the wall to the inside wall. Oof.
That's the Irish driver, right? Ricochet.
And we are multinational here. We have the French driver Debris, and then of course we got Ricochet. We are back under caution now. And now we hear drivers trying to burn off fuel. One of which is Craig Forsyth.
Yeah, the caution laps are basically more or less 2 laps under green. Every 2 laps under yellow is 1 lap under green, right? So you burn that fuel. Every gallon of fuel, which is about 4 liters, is about 6 pounds of weight, which is about 3 kilograms. So you don't want all those extra particles in your car. You'd rather vaporize them and make them carbon dioxide and water out your exhaust pipe.
We are going to go green next time by. So we will come to green with lap 79. 23 to go. And again, looking for a final sprint to the end. That last stint didn't last very long since we had the incident with Strauss. 12 cars still running on the racetrack. Altina, Forsyth, Santos, your top 3. Christensen, Coogan, O'Sullivan, your top 6. Silvazzi, Stedman, Gallas, Inch, Colley, and Morales all on the lead lap, ready to make a move. Here we come to green. Good jump by Julian.
Green, green, green.
And you were talking about it earlier, Julian back in the back. You maybe counted him out a little bit early, too early, and here he is late in the race, 22 to go, and he's our leader.
Hey man, that guy's got a really wrinkly brain. He knows how to do things I don't. So
3 wide.
O'Sullivan's not down. Yeah, look at him go.
Down. I'm trying to recover from that bounce off the wall, getting loose off of turn 2 earlier in the race.
Can't be one-upped by the boss. You gotta go show him that you can do it too, right?
Christensen inside. There is Coogan.
Coogan's gonna slide up here on exit. Christensen's will have the run. The more they do this, the more the front 3 run away. O'Sullivan gets to the back of Coogan on the backstretch. Patience, boys. Patience. We still have 20 laps to go.
Again, these are all guys that Coogan has not really raced against a great deal, and if he did race against them before, they were much younger in their iRacing career. 3 wide going into 1. I don't think Coogan's raced Silvazzi. I don't think he's raced O'Sullivan. He may have raced Christensen when Christensen was kind of breaking onto the sim for the first time. Oh, look at him just cut down on the banking, trying to get a good run. Meantime, top 3 are starting to pull away.
as long as Craig Forsyth continues to enter side by side into the corners like this, they're not going to get too far out. Silvazzi's tucked himself in here in the battle for fourth. Coogan's got a monster run on the outside of Christensen, but O'Sullivan scoots away.
Oh, almost got that again.
Inches between Coogan's left rear and Christensen's front wing.
I think he just slid. I think he sent the message and just gave him the old Brazilian clear on Christensen.
Give him a double helping of dirty air there. Here, this is for you. And an early birthday present,
And I insist.
Silvazzi does a deep cut. He's going to push out on exit. Don't hit the wall. Good job there.
Back up front. Forsyth, Altena continue. The swap positions back and forth. Santos. The most interested person right now on the racetrack about what happens that unfolds in front of him. Got to run. He checks up. $17 to go.
Silvazzi now sole possessor of 5th place. Ian O'Sullivan will be in this 3-car battle soon enough to make it 5. Coogan's not going down without a fight, though. He slides it back to the bottom. This is exactly the type of racing I thought we'd see in the pre-race, and I'm glad we get to see it.
3 wide up front.
O'Sullivan is there now. He is there.
Santos needs to worry about getting cycled out here by everyone else trying to rush to the front. Liam rescued by the cautions. He is now 3rd and pushing for a share of the lead at least. Again, thanks everyone for joining us in the late stages. 15 to go. You're watching Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the California 200. Maybe like, share, subscribe for us if you don't mind. I think this race is worth it.
Yeah, these gentlemen are putting on a whale of a show for you. Tell your friends, tell your family, share it with everyone who's an auto racing fan in your life.
Well, Friday afternoon matinee here at the home of matinees, Hollywood.
I think Coogan's got the draft for Santos.
Oh, man, so close. So Sullivan and Santos.
Julian's forcing Craig higher and higher up on the track. I think he's doing that to burn up Craig's tires.
Coogan to the white line. Oh, 3 wide. Give me no inches whatsoever to Christensen getting the pass. They need to start working together now because it's almost becoming bingo hour back there. Those guys need to work together to catch up that lead group.
It's just a couple laps where if they can put their differences aside and say, hey, I don't want to finish 5th or 6th. I want to finish 2nd or 3rd. Let's work together, right? But the philosophy I always call it's a bucket of crabs. If you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket instead of them climbing on each other, they pull each other down.
Dan Inch having the getting loose off a 2 that we've seen a couple times already this race. He caught it. Back up front, Liam O'Sullivan now to the lead.
I think Forsyth burned his stuff up. Christensen's got a monster run here through 1 and 2. Oh, Forsyth in the wall.
I think Forsyth might have hit the wall there, yeah.
I think he's well and truly out of this.
That definitely cost the momentum. Here comes Christensen trying to bring with him, Coogan, and Salvazzi. Hugo Gallis might actually attach himself to the backside of this one, as well as Stedman.
Forsyth's not done yet. He wrapped the white line there better than the 3 in front.
Snake down the backstretch.
I think if you're going to pass Julian, you have to cross him over on the front stretch and get to his inside coming to a corner. And I think Santos is just biding his time, waiting for them to have a poor run off of the corner to do just that.
I wonder how tired Julian is now. Probably wide awake.
Oh, Santos, apron!
Santos!
Man, John Christensen is like, if Shane Coogan was not a thorn in my side, I'd be up there racing with these guys.
9 to go. They've got to start working with one another. And really, they might have a 9-car battle for the lead if all these guys start really working together and they start really racing forward. Oh, contact!
The yellow flag is out.
That's Coogan, right?
Yes, that's Coogan, and he blinked out as he started to go to the apron. And you're going to see what we saw here. And this, I think, because he blinked out, this really saved. Watch this. That saved Christensen, because that would have caught Christensen. And how the heck Stedman missed that, I don't know.
Ninja skills. Comes with being a silent assassin.
That is the silent assassin skill right there. Watch this. He just, and then all of a sudden, boom, gone. And then, whoa. Just.
He becomes a Beyblade.
Stedman became the racetrack and just went under him. Oh my goodness. So the lag, I think, saved Christensen.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Let's run with Christensen one lap before. There is. Do we see him disappear? Yeah, that would 100% hit him. Let's watch from Salvazzi's point of view. And the lag, I think, saved Christensen. As he grabs, you see Coogan grab the apron there. And then, yeah, if that was a solid car there, that probably would have got Christian and might even got Salvazzi. Six to go. We're going to have ourselves, we're going to have a 5-lap sprint here at the end. 10 miles.
I think. Yeah. Lap 96, 97, 98, 99, and lap 100. 5 full laps here to the end.
Craig came to pit road, I think, for a last set of tires.
That may pay dividends. He is restarting 9th, but that's 2 cars a lap, right?
Right, but he needs Ench and Stedman to catch this group and get up in there and get good restarts. If they get bad restarts and he loses track of the draft, he's not going to have time.
Well, this is Mark Murphy's pick from the YouTube comments, so we'll see if Mr. Forsyth can make Mark a profit.
Alan Cleveland's rooting for Craig there, too. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Ench did not get a good start at all. Stedman did. Forsyth is like, oh, just that one position, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Santos eyeing his target at the front. He may get boxed out by the teammates here. O'Sullivan's looking for the white line.
Oh, and he goes up the racetrack, gives no room to Santos.
Julian feeds him the draft down the front stretch. O'Sullivan will reclaim second.
Christensen up to fourth. Gallas and Salvazzi fifth and sixth. Craig is now clear of the slower traffic that he got caught up in. I would have been on the radio pleading to Collie, or Inch, saying, give me a restart, the best restart of your life. But then again, you know, Inch is racing with Altena Autosport. I mean, I can make a bit of a slow restart to help my boys in front of me pull away.
Yeah, he's looking for a teammate sweep of the podium up there. John Christensen just has to depose Santos here, and they get all 3 spots.
3 to go. Julian now starting to pull out to a 0.5 of a second lead. O'Sullivan trying to get back to that draft. Christensen. Salvazzi side by side.
Forsyth caught the pack. He's there now. It may be too little too late. He could get 3 or 4 spots here in the last lap. There's one.
White flag in the air. Craig.
Craig's picked up 3 spots in the last lap. Gallas will be his 4th.
But Julian pulls himself out to a 0.5 of a second lead, and it might as well be 5 miles. As at one point, he was just sitting in the middle of the pack with no chance to win it all, and takes the checkered flag here at California, followed by teammate O'Sullivan and Edson Santos, the points leader, coming home 3rd. Craig Forsyth recovers to 4th. Hugo Gallas top 5.
Forsyth not happy at all about that restart. Like Altena and O'Sullivan both coming from mid-pack or the end of the pack to finish 1 and 2 is an incredible show of endurance. What a fight from those Altena Autosport cars all day this afternoon.
Altena with the win by 0.4 over O'Sullivan. Edson Santos 3rd. Craig Forsyth 4th. Not very happy about the restart, but a good recovery. Gallas 5th. Christensen 6th. Salvazzi 7th. Collie 8th. Stedman 9th. And Jomo in 10th.
Good day for Jomo. Real quiet.
Very quiet. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Inch 11th. Coogan 12th. Strauss 13th, Van Velde 14th, Sinclair 15th, and Daniel Heisch. I guess I'm saying that right again. He is Hesche 16th for Daniel, as that is our 16-car field.
Bill Colley too, 8th place. What a day for him.
Julian doing the Polish victory lap, being from the Netherlands. Not a bad parallel spin job there for Julian.
Practicing for is it Rainmasters? Maybe he's getting some early practice for the corkscrew.
Maybe. All right, let's get in there and see. We're going to see Edson show up or not. We'll at least go ahead and start with Liam. And if Edson shows up, we will bring him up. And do you want to do up some replays as well? All right, let's bring up Liam O'Sullivan. Liam, welcome to the booth. Another podium finish for you today, sir. But man, you really had to earn this one. Talk about that moment coming off of turn 2 and whether you thought it was day done at that point.
I did think it was day done. Just by the fact I'd even 2x the wall. I mean, I'm just used to the iRacing damage model where that's pretty much day done. But I think I had about another 10 meters to the inside wall, and that would have been completely destroyed. But yeah, it was just clumsy by me. It's one of them phases in the race where not much is going on. I was slowly catching Edson, which was a bit surprising for me. His pace started to drop off. So I thought I was catching him back up, and I kind of, for some reason, the car just plowed more than usual in turn 2 and caught me out, which was a bit of a surprise for me. But yeah, and then I'd have to say that's one of my best VOR races, because if you told me I was going to get P2 after that moment, I mean, I needed the caution, and I mean, I was pretty aggressive on coming back through, but then I had the mindset of, well, I would have got nothing out of this race. Let's just go for it, and if I crash, I crash. Even I was taking a few risks up against Julian as well, but I nearly cleared him once, but then I didn't want to chop his nose completely going to turn 1 and then send him up into the outside wall. But it's, a good race. It was just, I tried to hang back on the last restart to try and get a run coming onto the back straight to pass Julian, because that was the only way I was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost got too bad of a I got a massive wash in turn 1, which I wasn't expecting due to, I think, just old tyres. And that instead it put Edson on the back of me, which allowed Julian to pull away, so I wasn't able to try and pick him at the line or get that run as well as I wanted to. So so the on purpose hanging back, because I knew if I caught him too soon, I would have been under pressure. So I was trying to time it, and that timing at the end just messed with me to get the chance at the end there. But my tyres were too gone to kind of get back up to him there with the way the draft works in these cars.
Go on, Clindy.
Yeah, do you think that those tires came from you being so aggressive through the field? The wear or the unexpected wash that you experienced there in turn 1, or do you think that was just the nature of the racetrack and they would have been that worn regardless after that many laps?
I felt like even with I'm surprised my car was still as good as it was earlier, because I whacked the wall a second time and got another 2x after the lap after that incident, and then 0x at the following lap. So I'm surprised I was still doing like 33 threes by myself. I was surprised at that. And my car wasn't ploughing more than any other one. And I felt really good in turn 1 compared to everyone, which I think is what got me through it. Is just I was sticking to that inside line where people were trying high side, and it just, about more than 2-3 lanes up, it just wasn't gripping. So that's how I made most positions. I made a few aggressive moves on the back straight, especially on my teammate John there to go 3 wide up the inside, but they were moves I had to do. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't have a go at the boss man at the end there. but we had a good battle before that second caution. If anything, that second one kind of hurt me right at the end there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm lucky to even have P2 or even finish the race.
Well, we are very glad to have you here, and you earned it today. Friends, family, sponsors, shout outs for you while you've got the mic.
I want to thank the front right suspension on my car for like, staying intact. Also, again, everyone at Alterno Autosport for especially John, who was talking at the time about his 18th birthday as well, and that's the moment I hit the wall. So that's how conversations drift you into situations like that. And then yeah, mum, dad, granddad watching. Hope you enjoyed and you didn't turn off after lap 70 when I hit the wall. But yeah, hopefully get the win tomorrow in Laguna Seca in the main series, with finally trying to get a win on a road course other than Road America, which Julian loves. So
Hey, you got Laguna Seca tomorrow. Go ahead and tee that up and test your luck in the corkscrew, my man. Best of luck tomorrow.
yeah, thanks guys.
We'll catch you later.
Yep.
All right, let's bring up Edson Santos now. He's made his way to the booth and bring him in. Edson Santos finishing third here today at California. I guess a badly timed caution for you is kind of what brought the field back. Otherwise, you were just kind of by yourself right at the time when that second round of pit stops was occurring.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Good afternoon. You listen me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon. So, yeah, good race today. Excellent setup. It was fun. Well, for me, in position in the final, like the top 3 or top 5, I guess, would be nice because I came with a quali ban. So, this one, this punishment it's worse than deduction some points because
Yeah.
going from back it's too hard depending on the circumstances or the setup. There was an yellow flag at the beginning, and then I choose not to fill up the tank, and this put me further ahead. This was good for me because I don't know if I could put myself in the first positions on green. So I was saving fuel as much as could, but yeah, I was short in one lap, just one lap. I don't know exactly what would have happened at the end, but my pace was good. In some moment I got 3 or 2.5, 3 seconds advantage.
Mm-hmm.
This gap over P2. Well, some yellows flags can help, others bother.
Right.
And in the end, of course, in a TM game between P1 and P2, there was nothing I could do. In certain moments, with more abrupt movements, it's better to stay in P3.
Right.
Than to fight for P2 and stop at the wall. So next season, it would be better if I bring 3 or 4 teammates for here, right?
Well, we
like
would
I said,
love to see
I
the
have-
car count for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta bring like 10.
Okay.
Or as I
Filling
said,
the field with leaner energy.
yeah, exactly half of the grid. Like I said, I'm happy with the final result. No, so happy because it could have been better do my pace, especially when I was in the P1, but the yellow came, so that's okay. It's a good P3.
Go ahead, Clindy.
Edson, did you feel like that last caution came out? Basically, you had been on the track for a lap and a half or 2 laps, probably 90% push or what have you, because we saw you were maybe 2 or 3 tenths slower at the end of that run, trying to eke another lap of gas out of the tank. But do you think that those 2 laps on the tires affected your ability to challenge the teammates at the end? Did you feel like you had a little less underneath you that you could lean on, or did you feel like you had done a good job saving while they were fighting side by side with Craig Forsyth earlier?
Well, actually, there was a moment I was thinking and reduce my speed in order to let Forsyth and the P3. I don't know exactly who was in the P3, because it's better to save fuel when we were behind or some car in leaders. Sorry, not in gallons, but I was spending around 1.9 and fuel, and there was a moment after the first yellow behind the P1. I was spending like 173, 174, and if I could stay behind some car in front of me for around 10, 12 laps, I would be able to go until the end. It was confused, because if I let them reach me, I could maybe to warm the tires and to last the pack. I don't know. I was trying to save fuel just with the feet, and spending around 180 liters per lap. I was trying to save, but even so, I was maybe I would have to go to the pit and a white flag.
Well, that's the penalty you get for being fast.
Exactly.
Well, in some moments I thought, man, I have this race in my hand, my pocket, but yeah. So as I said, some yellows can help, and other ones can bother. I'm happy to finish in P3. That's fine. It was fun.
Well, luckily for you, Auto Club was not a part of the Triple Crown Challenge this year for you. So just go win at Pocono, win at Michigan, and you'll be getting a crown in the mail from me.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Any shout-outs, friends, families, or sponsors while you're still up here in the booth with us?
Yeah. Just say hello for all my teammates in Brazil, in Energy. And for my family here, supporting me, so better than the best family, and a special case for my daughter. She's studying in Indianapolis. She's there watching this race. So that's it. That's my hellos here.
Oh, your daughter lives in Indianapolis?
Yeah, she's studying in UPY. Yeah.
Oh, very, very cool. Okay, I know exactly where that is. Well, that means you have to come to Indianapolis sometime, and that means we'll have to go out for drinks or something. But congratulations on the podium here. Day. Yeah, come for the 500. Yeah. The new points are out, and you are now second in the points, only 11 points behind Julian, but still a long ways to go in this season. So no time to panic, but in a very good spot to answer last season's win with last season's championship with a back-to-back. So all in all, not too bad. We'll see you in a couple weeks at the next race, which is going to be Pocono. Until then, enjoy this podium, and we'll catch you at the next race.
Thank you. We'll be there. See you guys.
You got it. And just move him in. There we go. Yeah, IUPUI. It's not actually IUPUI anymore. It's now
changed the name.
Yeah, Purdue's pulled out. Purdue was a partner with it, and now I think it's just all IU for the most part now.
IUI.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
at Indianapolis.
Something like that. Yeah. So it's but still, it's a good school, good campus, and I did not know that he had a daughter that went there, so that's very cool. That means his daughter and my daughter are relatively the same age then, because my daughter's in college as well. Well, congratulations.
Play date.
Well, my daughter, she's up near northern Indiana. It's about 2.5-3 hours away to bring down here for a play date. But That's very cool. Anyways, Julian, we're gonna bring him on up here now. Julian, we were talking before the race that you were very tired. Are you tired now?
No, but I am laughing because Mark Murphy said in chat, I quote, "I refuse to bet against Forsyth here. At this place, Michigan and Indianapolis, the old adage, however you pronounce that. English is my second language, whatever. Still works. Old age and treachery beats youth and exuberance every time." Okay, Mark.
If Greg Forsyth had not been trapped behind your teammate on that that last restart, I think he would have won the race. He needed one more lap. He was coming.
Can you pass me the phone number of your dealer? Because I had Craig.
Wow.
I knew exactly what I was doing. I was pushing him up into that area of the track, like in the DW12s. There's only really 2 lanes here that actually have grip in the daytime. So I was using the first 2 lanes and pushing him up in the gray and making him use his right front tire. So
yeah, I actually noticed that in the broadcast, but he pit for brand new tires at the end, so that's why he was charging through the field.
Oh right, yeah. If he didn't pit, I would have still had him. Yeah.
Oh, Julian calling a shot. He's sure of himself. So let's go back to the part of the race when I don't think that you might have been so sure of yourself. And you know what they say: cautions giveth, but cautions taketh away. And in your case, the cautions gaveth, because next thing you know, you were kind of cruising in the mid pack, 7th, 6th, 5th, and the next thing you know, the caution comes out and you're in 2nd.
Yeah, no, you're totally right there. From the last restart or so, before.
Sorry, that's the bullpen. Go ahead.
Before I got to the lead, yeah, you're right. It was a difficult race until then, but from when I got to the front, I was able to control it and in the way that I know how I should do it. I will say I didn't put on that bad of a performance for not driving for 2 weeks at all, so I'm pretty happy about it. But people like Jesper actually do this as well. Like, we just show up because we drive the car every day. We don't need too much practice. We practice in the race.
Yeah.
And I was just taking the first half of the race really to get up to speed. Like, I spent some time with my girlfriend the last 2 weeks. Spent some time working and doing other stuff, not racing related. So it was nice to have a bit of a break and to come back with the win is extra nice. But yeah, you're right. In the beginning of the race, it was a lot more difficult. I really didn't click with the car, to be honest. Matt Wagner built us the setup, and I did test it for a few laps, but I trust his judgment. So from those 4 laps or so, I did. It felt good, so I sent it out and didn't look back to it until now. But it was a good setup. It raced really well. Maybe the track was a little bit too hot, where it spread out a little bit too much. So that's on me for not getting the conditions quite right for the racing. But overall, I think the race was really solid. Like, it wasn't a pack race, which is exactly what I wanted. Didn't want a stupid pack race. So yeah, it was good. I'm pretty satisfied with the product we put on. So thanks a lot to Matt for building the setup. I know it takes quite a while to get it just right for everything and every league that he does. He doesn't just build the setups for us now. He builds Dark Horse setups as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And maybe one other league. I can't remember from the top.
Maybe Area 51 as well. I'm not sure. That's the other league he runs. But yeah, he's got his hands full, being that he's a stock car expert. Anyways, so
yeah,
go ahead.
He's busy.
Go ahead, Clindy. You got any questions for our winner?
Julian really laid all of the observations and questions we had about his race strategy out during his interview. I want to know, how critical was that setting that you reset or hopped out of the car from on the first caution to change? How critical was that in your success today? Was that something you really needed, or is it just a quality of life feature?
Well, it helps when you can hear if a car is alongside you. Gary, you said David broadcast the sprint series. I actually took that over this season. So from the last broadcast I did last week, I forgot to change the audio settings back to enable the spotter. So that's why I had to turn back out and enable it. So yeah, that's what I was doing. But yeah, it helps to have a voice in your ear call out when a car is alongside you. But yeah, to really go back to the start of the race, like I think everybody behaved themselves pretty nicely, other than like we had an early yellow for, I believe, a self spin or something.
Yeah.
It was something really minor. So other than that, I think everybody kept it really clean. So good job to everybody. But yeah, it was interesting to fight through the field, I guess, with some yellows, which did definitely help, of course. But yeah, really excited for the next few races now, and also planning for next season is already underway. So yeah, we'll see what happens in terms of attendance, if it's worth keeping going. If you want to join the league, you know where to find the Discord links in the description. And I also want to go back to what I said earlier in my interview. Yes, I am Yes, I'm pretty confident that I was pretty good here tonight. So.
Oh, you backed that up, Julian. Way to go. Also, you've inherited the championship points lead, so congratulations on 2 fronts.
Oh, that's where my cockiness comes from now. Okay.
Yeah, king of your own kingdom. Anything else you want to say while you have the microphone?
Yeah, full disclaimer. I actually did not build the setups here now that I mentioned. So, not entirely the king of my own kingdom now. But yeah, it was good. Just want to thank everybody for watching and showing up today for the race. It was good. Very clean, as I mentioned. I want to thank Alex Boney from IFS Personal Financial Planning for sponsoring the series, sponsoring all the broadcasts. Also, I want to say happy World Animal Day to all the pet owners out there, including myself. My buns are the best buns in the world, though. Dan Ensch from the Alzheimer's Association, you guys from P1. I really hope I'm not forgetting anything. My team server seems to be down on Discord, so I can't access the sponsors. But I think I got everybody. So yeah, thanks everybody, and see you tomorrow for the Laguna Seca race.
You got it, sir. Congratulations, you are the points leader by 11 points. We'll see you at the next race for the EW12, but we'll definitely see you at Laguna Seca tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna go sleep.
Yes, go do that.
Night.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here. Final thoughts, Clindy?
Well, I'm glad that we got to see a lot of 3-wide racing, a lot of side pod banging, a lot of forcing you up the track into the gray stuff. That's great action today here at California. Truly the best speedway that these cars go to, day or night, rain or shine, hot or cold. DW12 or IR18, this is the track on the service to race in this car, and the racing product we saw today backed that up. Julian Altena fought his way through the field along with his teammate, gave us things to talk about all day long, and we had a little bit of a fuel strategy sprinkled in there too. So if you were to ask me, this checked all the boxes for the perfect way to spend a Friday afternoon, and I'm so glad to get to do it with you here.
Well, it is always good to be here with you in the booth, Clindy. It's like these races become much more cerebral with you in the booth. So it's good to have you here. Always look forward to doing these races with you on Friday afternoon. And best of luck in your upcoming week of your racing schedule. I know that you have a packed one, so we'll catch you at the next one. But that's going to do it for today. Once again, your podium for the California 200 from California Speedway is Janelle Teno with the win. Liam O'Sullivan finishes second, and Edson Santos in third. Just tightening up that points championship as we're just 3 rounds into this thing. Still plenty of time to go. Joined former Indy Oval Series winner Brian Campbell and myself again on Friday, October 18th, 2024 for round 4 of season 4 of the VOR ICONIC Series as the teams and drivers head to the tricky triangle of Pocono Raceway. Coverage, as always, begins approximately at 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's 3:00 p.m. Eastern. Remember, for correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/ and just either search Velocity OR or just search Velocity Online Racing. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support us with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below to let us know your thought of today's race and you enjoyed today's coverage. Support us by smashing like on the video, would you? And if you're new, click subscribe here while you hit the bell for weekly reminders so you'll miss out on more of Velocity Online Racing's other iRacing programming, including action from their IR18 Sprint and IndyCar Championship Series. IndyCar is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern from Laguna Seca right here on the VOR channel. The VOR ICONIC Series is brought to you by IFS Personal Financial Planning. IFS Personal Financial Planning specializes in helping their clients make the most out of their savings with holistic financial planning that is tailored to their specific needs over the course of their lifetimes. On average, they've been working with their clients for over 20 years, helping them navigate complexities of investments, the uncertainties of markets, and the ever-changing legislative landscape. To learn more, contact Alexander Bonney at alex@ifspfp.com. You can find that email in the description. You want to use it today. Track cams for this racer brought by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. For business inquiries and to learn more about what Velocity Online Racing does, visit velocityonlineracing.com. Like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter. So, for Clindy, everyone here at Velocity Online Racing, I'm Gary Godsoe saying all happy Friday, and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here, October 18th at Pocono for the next race of the Velocity Online Racing Series, Velocity Online Racing Iconic Series. See you, everybody.